Hello, dear viewers. Let me tell you about last night. In fact, let me show you a clip from last night. Last night meaning October 16, 2025. Roll the clip. Yes, I was at the grand opening of Rolls-Royce Oakville. And for such an event, I needed some suitable wheels. So my buddy Will Clark from McMaster Chevrolet GMC Cadillac fixed me up with this. Yes, that's the Hummer EV SUV. Let me tell you more about this vehicle in detail. There was a time when Hummer was the brand, but now it is a model under GMC. And they came out with this big electric SUV a few years ago. Is this thing any good? Well, let's get into all the details as per usual and find out. Well, we will begin with styling. And I think most people will agree that this is a good looking or cool looking vehicle. Definitely gets a lot of attention. Personally, I prefer the pickup truck version of the Hummer EV, but this SUV version is not bad at all. Not bad at all. Even the valets at the Rolls-Royce event complimented the vehicle. They liked it. Cars with the valet. There we go. I like it too. Starting to rain, so perfect time to get inside, and let's take a quick look at the interior. The seats got a nice little Hummer badging there. Nice comfy seats. Mind you, I would have liked extendable thigh supports. It's missing that. I don't know if there's any trim where you can get that. I wish it had it. Cool speaker grills, although plastic. I like this. I like this material. Nice finishes. It definitely makes you feel like you're in something special. Okay, jump in. And turn the stereo down. You've got a TFT screen in front of you and a bigger infotainment screen here. You can select different things. It's not the quickest processor, but it's not bad, honestly. I like that for climate control, whatnot, heated seats, you get actual buttons to use rather than everything going through the touch screen. Here you have heated steering wheel, rear diff lock, both front and rear diff lock, hazard, traction, and I'll get into a special party trick with the traction control button a little bit later. Park sensors, and that's it. Here we have the shifter. Press the button here, back to drive, forward to reverse. You get 360 vision, which is very good to have. Here you have your adjustable ride height, can go up or down, and your mode selector. So when you're selecting different drive modes, it will show you what mode you're in. Cool graphics, similar to what Ford does with the Mustang when you change drive modes. But hey, I like this sort of screen. I think it's quite cool. Rear seat space, plenty of leg room, decent amount of headroom. Yes, these roof panels can be taken off. This lever, you pull that, and one here, and you can take them off. It's raining right now, so I won't do that. The seat backs do recline. As for trunk space and front space, well, I won't get into it from the rear door or the front trunk because both doors are malfunctioning on this pre-owned example. I'm sure the dealer will look after that with warranty. But yeah, they've been giving me problems, so I'm not gonna open that and then get into a whole heap of problems. So yeah, this is the front, and trust me, there's not too much space in there anyway. Powertrain. Well, the Hummer EV is available in either a dual motor setup or this, which is a tri-motor setup. That means 3 motors. So you get 1 motor in the front that gives you roughly 330 horsepower, and 2 motors in the rear which combined give you roughly 500 horsepower. So total system output is 830 horsepower with over 1,000 pounds-feet of torque available to you. As with most electric vehicles, it's got a single-speed transmission, and it's got a rather special launch control system. Allow me to demonstrate. So to activate kind of its launch control, you hit the off button twice. Seat vibrates, and then it is in WTF mode, which is like called watts to freedom, but you know what that actually means. And now it's all prepped. It's lowered, foot on the brake, foot on the accelerator, and oh, holy smokes, is this quick. And this is on grass, and it's raining, and it's that quick. Performance numbers on tarmac with everything hooked up, you're going to see 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 3.5 seconds. For a 4,000 kilogram vehicle, that's roughly 9,000 pounds. Yeah, that's stupendously quick. Another feature it has is crab walk. Now you hold this switch, screen, it comes up, crab walk, and now with that activated, what it does is the vehicle goes sideways rather than be turning. Which I guess in off-road situations would be beneficial. So what's it like to drive? Well, let's put it in drive and hit the road. Special thanks to Steve Plunkett for allowing me to come to his beautiful estate so I could shoot this video. Out on the road, there's no disguising the fact that this is a large and heavy vehicle. This is no Lotus Elise. It's big, it's heavy, you feel the bulk. On top of that, the off-roady type tires, they don't really dig into the tarmac. So the first couple of times I hit a corner, like a highway off-ramp, I was shocked. It understeered quite a bit. And the all-wheel steering, which comes in very handy at slow speeds, gave it a very odd sensation at speed. That definitely takes a little bit of getting used to. That said, the steering is quite good. It doesn't have the slack you would expect from a off-roady type vehicle. It's fairly responsive, as you could possibly imagine. Ride comfort is really quite good. The suspension is quite compliant, plus those big off-roady tires, they soak up the bumps. So regardless of the quality of the road surface, you'll be fine. Although I wish the seats were a little bit better. Having extendable thigh support would have added to the comfort, as would a massage feature. I don't know if that's available as an option. I know on the Cadillac Escalade IQ you can get them. I'm not sure if you get that here. But if you can't, I think GM should give this vehicle that. One thing people ask is, why does the SUV version have less horsepower than the pickup version? Now, the SUV version actually has a shorter wheelbase. So whereas the pickup truck version can have 24 battery modules, this can only take 20. So because of fewer battery packs, they had to curb the power a little bit. But trust me, 830 is enough. That's in normal mode, and that was nowhere near full throttle. It's quick. Yes, the quicker you drive it, the lower your range will become. But if you've got access to every charger in Canada, you've got a good charging system at home, yeah, burn those electrons. Enjoy. Oof. It's quick. I'm sure you can hear the tire roar. I'm doing about 85 kilometers an hour and you can already hear the tires. That doesn't go away. Maybe that's why it has a phenomenal Bose sound system to drown out the tire roar. However, due to copyright restrictions on YouTube, I can't demonstrate what the stereo can do. Best if you go to the dealer and try it out. I spent a lot of time on the highway with this vehicle yesterday, But for you, my viewers, I will hit the highway again. The all-wheel steering in this does have a rather odd feel. You can turn it off, which is quite interesting because most vehicles with all-wheel steer, they don't give you the option of turning it off. Here you can. At slow speeds, the back wheels turn in the opposite direction of the front wheels, but at highway speeds they sort of go together, sort of elongating the wheelbase and adding stability. Quite like that. Sure, again you can hear the tire noise. If that kind of thing bothers you, this is not the vehicle for you, because it's just there. I don't know if there is a quieter rubber offered by GMC for this vehicle. These tires, yeah, they're loud. My God, just picks up speed. You just have to twitch your toe and it just woof. Passing semi trucks, you're almost eye level with their drivers. The Hummer EV has adaptive cruise control, but on top of that it also has super cruise, which means on major highways you can pretty much go hands-free driving. Mind you, that's a subscription-based system, and this pre-owned vehicle doesn't have that subscription anymore, and hence it's not working. Whoever buys this vehicle, if you do a lot of highway driving, then I would recommend paying that subscription, getting the feature reactivated. Is this the ideal vehicle to cover distances in? To be honest, no. I say that because there is wind noise, there is tire noise, the seat isn't as comfortable as it should have been. Like, you can cover distances in this, but it's not the most perfect vehicle for that. Charging networks in Canada, probably North America, are not great. So covering long distances, which is a norm in North America, it would be a lot easier if you had a gasoline powered car or a diesel or a hybrid. I wish General Motors offered this with a gas engine or this EV setup. After all, the new Cadillac Escalade, that is available with a V8 or all electric, and the electric architecture is the same as this vehicle. So if they can do that for Cadillac, GM, you should do the same for GMC and the Hummer EV. Ooh, taking a big curve on the highway. This is actually a bridge. Ooh, God, it doesn't grip. It's actually a bit scary. These tires, they just don't bite in, and the fact that the tarmac is now wet just amplifies that. You have to have your wits about you when driving this vehicle. It's not one of those where you can just sit back and relax. You have to have focus. That would help you tremendously. Slowing down far more than I normally would have around this off ramp. You have to drive each vehicle within its means, and yeah, I think I just want my vehicles to have a lot more road holding than this. Fuel economy, well, it doesn't consume fuel, it consumes electrons. And to give you an example, it has used 7.1 kilowatt hour over a 12-kilometer distance. Yeah, it's no eco EV. So when the vehicle is charging, it gives you this indicator on the outside to let you know that it's charging. Right now it's only showing 1 bar because the battery is low. When it's fully charged, the whole headlight will light up blue. That's a very cool feature. Price: a brand new Hummer EV SUV with the 3X motor will set you back $160,000 plus taxes. This 2024 pre-owned example at McMaster with just about 26,000 kilometers, well, the asking price is $115,000, and I'm sure you can twist their arm a little bit more. So if you're looking for a deal, this might just be the ticket. Verdict: well, my experience with this vehicle has been a little hit and miss. I ran into a few issues. The frunk and the trunk not sealing properly. At one point, the stereo stopped working. So yeah, it wasn't great. Also, I covered a lot of distance on the highway. Realized that these knobbly tires, they create a lot of noise, and they create a lot of friction. So this can't be as efficient as you'd hope. But efficiency is not really the purpose behind this vehicle. This is a serious off-road vehicle, or at least it can go far further than most normal SUVs. And it's all electric. That has its advantages in off-road scenario. A lot of torque available, seamless power, no interruptions. It works from that perspective. As something you would use to just drive around the city, maybe not ideal. It's big, it feels big. Parking will be an issue. Treading through tiny back roads can be an issue. But yeah, so you have to look at it as a big toy. It does put a smile on your face. It is a bit of a laugh. Don't take it too seriously and you'd be fine. Should this be your one and only daily? Likely not.
Hey, do you like to watch car videos? Well, come subscribe to our channel.